Hello. If we to do any work on this particular project, I think I have to. I think I have to freeze a few things because it's struggling right now. That shouldn't matter. Let's see. That shouldn't matter. Yeah, that one maybe. Let's try that. Okay. That one? Yeah, sure. Freeze. And in the meantime, hey Marcus. I got a little bit after schedule, but I'm almost ready. Let's see. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Another tutorial Tuesday. I think we haven't had one for a month or so. But, and since it's nighttime, let me turn on another light. And let's see if there's a few more things we can freeze. That makes sense. Maybe the lion bass and the kick. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Might not make a big of a difference, but okay. So, any other from the classic crew with me tonight? Because I'm gonna share some of the sort of secret, at least until tonight, tricks that I use to get my master bus to sound exactly the way I want it to. And it's, I mean, it could sound like one long plug-in. Hi, Magnus. Like one long commercial for various plugins, but what I want to try to do tonight is show you what I put on my master bus, and then I'll try to do as close to the same thing with only Ableton plugins. But I mean, it doesn't really matter exactly what plugins you use. You can use these techniques that I'm showing you. But I'll recreate it only using live plugins, and then when the stream is over, I will put that Ableton Live plugin rack up on Patreon so you can hear it there and maybe use it on your own stuff. And I'm gonna experiment because I haven't like done it from the get go here, so no cheating. We'll see how close we can get. Okay. Let's see. Actually, I want. So I think we're gonna use this song. It's the demo, the sketch that I wrote with Simon from China back, like, what was that? It was Wednesday Visitor, and I think it was, yeah, about a month ago or something. And today I just tried to turn it into a song. I wrote a melody and recorded some stuff, and so I'm gonna play you that, and then I think we're gonna use that as the track to change. Let's make sure everything is working. I think I put on, yes, a reverb there. Okay. What am I calling this song? I don't know yet. We'll find out. Here's the song.
I don't even think about you anymore. I made up my mind, you're a hurting the ball. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I keep running, but I'm running out of time. You won't get another minute of my prime. Tell me what you want and take me what you like. I'm gonna take back what's rightfully mine. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. Safe to say, I say it's safe to say no. I self-medicate, it's obvious, I know. Tell me what you want and take me what you like. I'm gonna take back what's rightfully mine. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. On my knees on a dirt road. On my knees and I look for who I am. On my knees 'cause I don't know if I'm me and someone I hardly know. Let it roll, let it roll. Let it roll, let it roll. Let it roll, let it roll. I don't even think about you anymore. I made up my mind, you're a hurting the ball. I'm lying on my sheets, doing nothing at all. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. Why don't you think about me anymore? I know, I know, I know, I know.
Yeah, that's what I got so far. Thank you, Thomas. And I think there's a lot of really good stuff going on here. I like a lot of the melody. I think the way it's quite similar through and through, but that just kind of means that there's I don't know. That just means to me that it's tied together. So, and it's nice because yesterday I was pretty much bugging you guys about how uncreative I felt after being sick, but apparently today that, what do you call that? Okay, I got started. But today, as I said, I'm going to show you what's on my master. And just a quick thing about it would be to A/B it. So I guess I can just do like this, right? So this is without anything. And let's do it from, let's loop this bit.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
And with.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
Yeah. Let's go from the beginning. And whenever you have any questions, just hit me up on the chat. And I will answer. So I should say that I have this system going on that is kind of, it's a pre-master bus thing where I think of it this way. You have each individual track. You've got, I don't know, like you have your kick drum. Well, let's just use this as an example. You have kick, a bass, a hat, another hi-hat, some noise, an entire group where there's all of the stuff. So what's going on is you have the individual tracks. Some of those tracks are already grouped together, like this entire lo-fi group. But even before I let that pass on to my master bus, they pass through 4 mix buses. And I started doing it. Okay, Marcus, the master bus is the final thing and you put it on all the sound. You put it on all the audio. So in Ableton, it looks like this. This is like from here, it goes to your speakers or your headphones. So it's the very last bit before the song is done. So you can put on effects and processing on single tracks, like for instance, only a kick. You can put it on a group of various instruments. Then what I do is that I create this bus system where I put all the drum and all the bass through one particular bus, samples guitar through another, synth through a third, and ambient stuff through a fourth. And I do that to do very light compression on the different tracks pre-master bus. This is something I only started doing this year. It's inspired by this thing called Browserizing that I read about online, and I was just looking for a new way of getting the sound that I had in my head out of the actual speakers. And this was promising, and it's... Hi, Morten. Good to see you, man. What it is just a simple compressor and a little bit of buzzing here. But right now, it pretty much does nothing. And you have that on all 4, just a compressor and nothing else. And the thing that is good about this particular setup, where I have these 4 mix buses before I have the master, is that it is meant that through between the different songs I'm working on, the mix is way more similar than it used to be. So it's easier for me to work with. And it's all the way down to the gain structure. So yes, Morten, I did. I am using Ableton 11. I've used 11 since the autumn, where I started using the beta version, and I like the updates. I think it's really good. Okay, yeah. So the reason why it always sounds similar is because I know exactly what I'm putting into this first channel that I'm working on, which is drum and bass. So let me solo that. On this song, that's just... That's what goes through the drum and bass mix bus. And I put on this MV Meter. It's a free plugin. All it does is show you the level coming into the track. And I'm going for something between -2 and 0. Right now it's in the low end of that. It's around about 1.5. But when I look at the compressor and these settings that I got going, I don't want it to do more than 2 dB of compression. It's just a very light compressing to glue the kick and the bass together, primarily. The settings I'm using is -20, a pretty high ratio of 6:1, 30 milliseconds of attack and 75 milliseconds of release. And it is 95% like this across every single song I'm working on now. So what's on the samples mix bus? Let's hear. So often it doesn't do anything at all, actually. But if there's a short moment where a sound like gets way louder than everywhere else in the song, it'll dug it slightly. So I'm actually what I'm looking for and what I'm trying to do with this setup, and it sounds a little bit dumb, but if I turn it off, all of it, you would almost not be able to hear the difference, because all it does is that it's easier to work with on the master channel, where the very high peaks of the individual mix buses don't go as high, and therefore they react better to the compression and limiting that's going on the master track. Maybe some other time I'll go into more detail about that mix system, but we can definitely talk about the master, and I think we should. So here's what I'm using. The first thing I do is have an EQ. That EQ, we can try to just, take it out and put it back in.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
And with
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
So all it's doing is it's adding a little bit more bottom end at 74 hertz. It's doing some high pass filtering. So scooping out everything under 24 hertz. And most importantly, it's adding almost 5 dB of gain on a high shelf. Isn't that the word, high shelf? I think so. From around 7 kilohertz and upwards. So you can hear that without.
I don't even think about you anymore.
Just adds a little bit of more crispiness to the vocal and the hi-hats especially. And it's such a it's probably done on, I don't know, just about every single master made out there, unless someone does it in the mix themselves. But we do have, like, I think I've talked about this before, but if you listen to like a Motown song from 65 or something, most of the information will be in the mid-range. So like, say from 200 hertz up to about maybe almost only 4,500, because that was the technology that was available back then. That was what we could do. But the human ear can hear frequencies from around about 50 hertz and up to about 20,000. But 20,000 is high, so maybe 15, 17,000 or something like that. You can feel frequencies below 50. You can that's when you feel a kick in your stomach. That's the very low frequencies. And just recording wise, when was that possible? I mean, a lot of sub bass. You can I think the technology has shaped the kind of music we listen to so much. I think a lot of trap music is because we can add that much bass now. That's what's new about it. You wouldn't have been able to do that in the 90s, and it's sounding good because the technology wasn't really ready for it. You can do that stuff today. So you can pretty much utilize the entire frequency spectrum that the human ear can hear, and even do some stuff that is more physical rather than sonic, rather than something you can hear. However, you can definitely hear it when I push the highs. Then I have a Pro Q. This is more like I can do exactly what I want with this, and sometimes I use it to take out very specific frequencies. And since Pro Q free, it's got dynamic EQ as well, and sometimes I have like a little bit of dynamic EQ going on, and for instance the low mids or something like that. Not on this one though, not yet anyways. Then I'm using from Brainworks this SSL channel strip emulation. I'm doing a little bit more high pass and low pass filtering. I'm not even sure if that's intentional, that I'm doing it twice. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna hear the difference though. I'm adding even more highs here with a high shelf, and also with a bell. What was it, like 2.5 at 6.5? So it's to add presence. So yeah, listen to these these free EQs on and off. This is without. Hey Brandon, good to see you, man.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
It sounds pretty good, but it's as if it's a little bit inside of a box. You know what I mean? It's not completely getting out of the speakers the way I want it to. So I'm adding the equalizers.
I don't even think about you anymore.
And now we got that crispiness going on. Next plugin I want to show you is a plugin I don't use on every single mix at all, but sometimes it is just vital to get the sound that I'm after. And I've shown it before, but this is the brand new version of it where it's mid-side as well. It's the Black Box by Plugin Alliance. Definitely the only saturation plugin you should be using on your master bus, in my opinion. It's just it's pretty incredible what it does. Let's start with it just bypassed, and then I'm gonna slowly blend it in. The more this is blended in, the more you only hear that. Oops. Okay, let's go.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean there's some magic going on in this plugin. What it is that it saturates. Oh man, actually I'm just using the flat band on this one. It's kind of yeah, no, I'm sorry, Brandon. I'm just gonna. No one's gonna be able to hear this, right? I actually did crack quite a few plugins to begin with. And then when I started making money on music, I bought them. But you didn't hear it from me, dude. Also, I regret whispering because it was creepy. But I can't take it back. We're live, so there you go. But yeah, this plugin, it just adds that certain something. I mean, it's difficult to exactly say what, but it sounds like it's going through hardware now, and it kind of does because. No, of course it doesn't, but just on a theoretical level. the producer's secret. ASMR. Yeah. I could do it. Yeah. I could do that. I'm gonna start a second channel just for this low voice ASMR. Gonna start recording in the middle of the night when it's as low as it can be and as grainy as it can be. Brandon asked if I would ever become exclusively a mixing engineer. I mean, there were times early on where I thought that maybe it would be something that would be interesting for me, but then I did a few things for other people and I just didn't like the way they panned out. But on the other hand, I've just gotten that much better since then. And I could see it being like a side thing for me, but I also have a little bit of a difficult time thinking about it as a full-time thing. Maybe if I ever just feel completely done as an artist in 15 years or something, who knows? But at the moment, I don't know. Maybe if someone sends me interesting music and I would really like to do it, yeah. So I'm definitely not counting it out. But I would also say that me actually being good enough as a mixing dude / mastering dude is brand new. And I'm still learning. Anyways, with this one, the black box. Oh, yeah, Marcus, you're so right. ASMR is only for the Patreons. That's how I'm gonna get people on the Patreon. ASMR. Anyways, I'm losing my thread all the time. But back to the black box. What Plugin Alliance did is that they have this slight difference between the way it treats the left channel and the right channel. And that's exactly the same way it would be if it was real analog gear, because a perfect stereo channel doesn't exist. There will always be minor details in the sound of a right channel and a left channel. And so they've done that here. Also, it's in this SSL channel thing I showed you earlier. That's got the TMT thing as well. And I don't know, I kind of imagine it adding up to make a difference. So this plugin does that. The black box does that. I'm pretty sure the Master Desk does that. These are all Plugin Alliance plugins. Yes, it does. I think it does. I don't even know. But I'm just, it feels like it's adding up. Since I started using these, there's just a little bit more. It's got a little bit more of that finished vibe, but maybe it's all in my head. It's so difficult to actually tell. But I'm setting it up with some saturation, and on this one it's with a flat EQ, but most often it's with a high pass, so that it only saturates the high end of the music. Add a little bit of pentode, a little bit of triode. As far as I remember, it's whether it's odd or even harmonics. I always prefer to only have a little bit of the pentode and more of the triode. And then this air amount, it's just like it's again adding presence to the high. But in this plugin, it just does it in a strange, grainy way where it doesn't sound the same as in a digital EQ. But I'm not an engineer; I can't tell you why. It just does. And then when I like the settings, and it's at 100%, I usually dial it back a bit, because you can go a little bit overboard. So instead of dialing all of it back, I just dial back the parallel mix here. So let's try to start it at 0 and start blending it in, and then we'll see where we like it.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know.
Maybe like that. At around about 60 with this one. Yeah, also I'm adding a little bit of stereo width, I can see. Then we're getting to the what's it always called? It's called not the channel compressor. Is it called a mix bus compressor? Is what people call it. And it's always based on the SSLG compressor, which is like a compressor that was in old school SSL mixing desks back in the day. And the sound of it just became so entangled in the sound of a finished record. And now I'd say that it's just such a major part of this sound of, well, a lot of music, not all of it. But it's just important not to go completely overboard with it. So what I do is I like Attack on 30, release at 0.1, so 100 milliseconds, and then the ratio at 2 or 4. I can see that it's on 4 here. That's surprising to me. Let's try it on 2, because I actually think it sounded a little bit too compressed. And then I will just have it at 0 to begin with, and again dial it down until I get the kind of compression I'm looking for.
I don't even think about you anymore.
I think I need to turn down the output. It's a little bit loud right now.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore.
Okay, so what I do is that I listen to the sound, and when I feel like it sounds right, I look at the VU meter here, and I make sure that it doesn't compress more than about 3 dB, because if it does, you're probably going overboards with it. So listen to it again here. Nothing.
I don't even think about you anymore.
Dialing it down.
I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know.
So I like it around 16.5, something like that. On this song, it's not even 3 dB, but as soon as it's more, it becomes a little bit too much for me. And then on the master bus, for some reason, I've just sort of gotten into this thing about very rarely having the mix at 100% in Dynamics plugins. So for instance, you can see this, we're at 75 on the Black Box. Here I go around about 85. And that just means that a little bit of the original sound passes through, and it doesn't, I don't know, it just blends better to my ears. Next plugin is the Master Desk by also Plugin Alliance. I'm using the UAD version here because it's kind of CPU hungry. But it's sort of like a finisher plugin, and it does something that I really like but can't completely explain. Of course, you boost the volume, and I the way I boost it is that I do it in a way where I don't have to gain it much more than, say, 1.5 to 2.5 dB in the limiter. So let's hear what it does. Oh, and also, Brandon, I haven't tried Audio Gritter yet. I don't think I'm gonna have time for it this week, but it's on my to-do list because the old iMac is just right over there waiting for me to do something with it. But maybe you can just write me in the chat. How was it over Wi-Fi? How did they work? How do they work together? Anyways.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
Okay, so I boost the volume in this one until I can see in Pro L, which is the very last plugin on my master bus that actually changes the sound. These are utility plugins I'll show you afterwards. So think of this one as the last one, the FabFilter Pro L. So I'm boosting until I get to around about -8 as the peak, something like that.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know.
And I'm adding a little bit of stereo enhancement with this plugin. I'm adding some compression. It's sort of like built in. I have the mix somewhere between 90 and 92. There's a mono maker here, which means that all frequencies below 50 hertz are monofied, because you'll never be able to hear the difference, and it kind of saves information. Yeah, in Pro L right now I'm boosting 1.5. Maybe I could boost 2 dB. I like the all-round algorithm. Usually my look ahead is at 0.25. My attack is somewhere around 650. My release is about the same. And then I'm going 50-50 on these two guys. And the output is at something like -0.25. That way you know you never pass 0. And that's a good thing, because that could create clipping, really bad sounding clipping if people play it in bad systems. Okay, let's hear it.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know.
Okay, so I guess that's what I got going here. If anyone's got any questions, let me know. Last bits I want to show you. This isn't about the sound of it. This is, and let me use my own songs. No, that could still create. You know what? I'm gonna add a demo here as well. I'm just so paranoid about playing other people's music because it's instantly flagged. But I use this plugin to A/B my song against other songs that I think sound great. And it's kind of the same as having Spotify open next to Ableton and then quickly shifting between the two. But right here, using this plugin, you know that it's the exact same level, and you can even check stuff like spectrum and whatever. Okay, let me just add another demo. We could use perhaps one of the Patreon songs, I guess. We could use XY, this one. Okay, cool. I mean, I've got that ready, Brandon. That's already set up. Nice, man. I will for sure check that out. Does it sort of decide what it wants to use the other computer for automatically, or do you decide that in Ableton? Okay, so here's another song I've done. And then I can switch between the two songs with a key stroke. I have it set up to F5 to change between what I'm working on right now and then another song.
I don't even think could make you cry if I wanted, but no. The smile you adore.
And to me, actually, what we're working on right now sounds somewhat better and more balanced. But of course, I don't compare it to my own songs. I compare it to other artists that I really like. So, Floating Points, Daniel Avery, Bicep, Caribou, Planning to Rock, all sorts of stuff. And it's just a really good, quick way to reset your ears, because psychoacoustically we can get used to whatever and it can sound normal to us. And then we hear another song and you can suddenly tell that, holy shit, you put on like 8 dB too much of bass. You just got used to it. So this is a quick way of saying like, just hit the key, listen to another song, back to your own, and never try to get them to sound alike, because that's not going to happen. But it's a general rule. You can always tell if you've gone way overboard with either highs or lows, or if it's missing any of it. And then the last thing right here, this is just for me. This is because I send out stuff to the stream, to my sound card, and whatever. And what's being sent to my speakers go through this plugin called SonarWorks. And SonarWorks is, you buy a microphone that they know exactly how it sounds, and then you sample your room. You go around for like half an hour and listen to like whoop and shit coming from the speakers, and then it sort of reads your room and where your room is too resonant and shit. So you can see right here, this is what my room sounds like, and then it tries to cancel that out. And I'm using, maybe you can tell here, I don't know if this is gonna look strange. Let's see. No, that's fine. I'm using these, the Yamaha HS. Are these the 5s? Let me just check, we'll see. Yes, they are. They're the small ones, the HS5s. I have also the. This is pretty meta, right? Wow, 2021. So I'll also have these, the Barefoots, and they're extremely expensive and they sound amazing, but they sound too good. And I can never everything sounds good to me on them. So I use pretty crappy speakers, actually, and those are the ones that I mix and master on, because through them I can really tell what's going on and whether it's going to translate well to other systems. But using SonarWorks helps me a lot. They sound much better with it on than without it. But they're super cheap, and I can totally recommend them. I think they're sort of like the new NS10s, which is this. Well, it's the beginning of the studio tour, Marcus. But I think you probably would have asked for a little bit better camera work, but that's what you got. What was I talking about? Okay, so SonarWorks, I can recommend that. If you're working in a environment that isn't perfect, and my studio definitely isn't. It's a good studio, but I'm not gonna spend 2 months trying to get a completely flat response. It's not gonna happen. It's not built for audio like that. It's decent, and then using the SonarWorks, I can make it sound much better. Okay, so let's go to, let's try to do this using only Live's plugins. So I'm gonna group all of my plugins here. So this chain is, let's call it the expensive chain. And then let's make a free chain. This is going to be exciting. I haven't tried this before. And then I'm going to make a keystroke that switches between the two. Yeah, like that. And do I have, yes, that's perfect. Okay, so now we're on the expensive one. What do I need? I need an EQ. And that's just going to be the EQ8. And then I need, well, the glue compressor is, oh, damn. Well, Ableton just quit on me. So let's kill some time for a second. Do you have any, has anything been going on in your guys' life today? Anything strange? Anything normal? Yeah, look at this. This is our favorite message to get. Feel like this could take a while. Oh, you got tested today. Well, that is good for you. I got tested Thursday. Went for a walk. Well, aren't our lives insane, guys? We're getting tested. We're going for walks. This is kind of, you're describing my life as well. I got tested Thursday. Today I went for a walk as well. I got a haircut recently, but Pernille did it. I saved some money. It's a little bit heavy, but it's good. I think she did a good job. Let's see where it quit on us. Okay, so we got this going. How many of you actually have had corona? Apart from me, of course. Okay, we also need a limiter. Work. Yeah, man. Let's see if there's I've never used this multiband compressor on the master. Let's just try to add it and see if we can get a little bit from it. Okay, drive and color. I mean, we can try to see if we can add this to some saturation. I'm very skeptical about it, but we can try. Warm up highs. Let's use that preset perhaps. Did your dog eat rat poison today, Brandon? Because that is actually pretty eventful compared to what everyone else, including myself, have done today. Oh, let's use the utility here to add some width. Maybe actually add a little bit more. Okay, let me think. How about this and then maybe that? Definitely go soft clipping. I'm glad to hear though, that would have been awful. Okay, let's try to see if we can do something similar. It was at 7,000, wasn't it? And I boosted it with 5, then I think, well, and then I boosted it again somewhere else. So let's try 6.5. Right now I'm just going to do it in sort of blindly, and we'll see whether it works or not. Wasn't it 80 maybe? And then sort of like that perhaps. Also, I'm pretty sure I remove a little bit of this. Okay, that's the first thing we do. -5151 -16 analog clip, soft clip. Let's try that. Let's try like this. Dial it in just a tad. And then I think it was at, let's try it, 17. It's funny to sometimes just do it in the fucking dark and see what happens. I have no idea how this width thing is going to sound. I've never really used it creatively, but we can also use the bass mono, I guess. I've never used that either. And let's try to go a little bit higher with 65. And then this is like a little bit more of a peak limiter style thing I'm trying out. And with the limiter, I'm actually not at all certain what's going to happen. Okay. This is by ear, or this is not by ear. This is by just idea. So let's try to hear what it sounds like.
I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore.
Okay, we're on the expensive one right now.
I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know.
I mean, that's not bad for just playing it by ear. And what is the opposite of playing it by ear? Playing it by sight, I guess.
I don't even think about you anymore.
honestly, it just sounds like it's a little louder, the cheap one.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
I mean, they're so close right now. It's pretty spooky. I don't even know if... Let me just play around with it for a few more minutes.
I don't even think about you anymore.
Okay, so maybe I'd add... It seems like it's just adding a little bit more low end here for some reason. And then... I think I'm gonna try to drive it some more with this saturation thing.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know.
I mean, honestly, there are parts about this free thing that I almost prefer. It's wild. Oh, sorry, man. That's fucking stupid. I thought I had all the plugins on.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry.
Okay, so I'm actually shifting between the two right now. This is the... and let's just keep calling it expensive, because it has been pretty expensive.
I don't even think about you anymore.
And this is the free one.
I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
This is the expensive one.
I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore.
And this is the free one.
I know, I know, I know, I know.
Man,
I know, I know, I know, I know.
that's pretty wild. What do you guys think? I mean, I think they pretty much sound alike, and maybe even the free one sounds as good, if not even better. I don't know.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore.
So you think the free one or the expensive one needs a low end? Because we can try to add some, but also it could be just a mixing thing. I can add a little bit more of the bass and a little bit more of the kick.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
You're right. There's a little bit more punch in the very low end. Maybe it is this. No, it can't be that. It can't be that. Let's do this.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know.
We're on the free one right now.
Safe to say, I say it's safe to say no. I self-medicate, it's obvious, I know. Tell me what you want and give me what you like. I'm gonna take back what's rightfully mine.
It is true that there's a certain je ne sais quoi. That's right. That's French, bitches. There's a certain je ne sais quoi to the expensive one. It's a little bit more of a width. Thanks, Marcus.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
But then again, there's a little bit more of a tightness to the free one. I would say it's definitely a matter of taste from here on out. And it's also a matter of me mixing into the other one to get that particular sound. Also, one thing I might add would be put another EQ in mid-side mode, and then on the sideband perhaps add a little bit more in the mid-range.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know.
Something like that. Yeah. So I think this should really show that you can easily mix and do extremely well with just the built-in effects, whether it's Logic, Cubase, Ableton. I think this is really good. I'm also pretty happy about what the saturator does here on the highs. Brandon, about the iZotope plugins, I think both the Ozone and especially Neutron, those AI things, I don't know. They don't do anything for me. I think it's still too complex for an AI to decide. I mean, maybe it's right sometimes that you have way too much bass or low mids, but you'd be able to hear so yourself if you A/B'd it with other music. I I don't know. I think it's a slippery slope. If everybody uses it, all music would sound the same, and I would rather hear something that's off pretty often. That's why I'm thinking about mixing and mastering this album myself, because I kind of prefer it if it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to prefer it if it has a certain sound. Because I think the early Wrangler had a little bit more of a certain sound than maybe some of the Blondage stuff, where I really tried to give it the same sound as something else. I I like listening back to Beekeeper and Home and Straight Jacket now, because it was my sound, because I wasn't able to create anyone else's sound. So I think that's more of the way I'm gonna go. Anyways, I think that'll be it. We can keep the stream going for a little bit while I do some macros. And then I'll upload this master channel to Patreon. Yeah, Beekeeper vinyl. Still, it'll be an autumn thing rather than. So if there are any, you know, autumn concerts, then it's gonna be around that time. Low pass frequency. Low gain, maybe. Presence gain and high gain. Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's maybe do that instead. Treble gain. Presence gain.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no.
Okay, I'm really happy with that. That's gonna be a good addition to the Patreon. I should say that everything I'm putting on Patreon like this, it only works for Ableton 11, and that's because when you make something in 11, and that's the only thing I work in right now, it's just not downwards compatible. It sucks ass. I can't do anything about it. I'm hoping that all of you will have switched to Ableton 11 pretty soon, because yeah, it will be Ableton 11, so that would be great. But this is a good rack. You can definitely use that on your songs, and I'm gonna upload it tomorrow because I'm tired, and I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna probably watch a fucking movie or something. But it was really nice to do another Tuesday tutorial Tuesday. A little bit just off the cuffs, showing you how I do it. But hope you had fun. See you tomorrow. I'm gonna stream again at 2 Copenhagen time. So it's gonna be another what's the word? Another afternoon stream. Yeah, see, I'm getting tired. Ciao, guys. Bye.
I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I don't even think about you anymore. I could make you cry if I wanted, but no. I'm lying on the street with the smile you adore.